First off, thank you for the opportunity to testify at today's assembly hearing. My name is Pilar Bonilla. I am here today as a social worker, member of both the New York Coalition of Payment for Placements and the New York chapter of the National Association of Social Workers, testifying to support Bill S7894, which establishes a Master of Social Work paid fieldwork pilot program, which will provide stipends to over 5,000 Master of Social Work students who currently do not get paid for their degree-required internship labor. To earn a master's degree in social work, students are required to complete a minimum of 900 hours of internship labor, which are typically unpaid. I am a proud alumnus of Hunter College Silberman School of Social Work. Although I graduated 2 years ago, the unpaid labor I had to complete during my MSW program has continued to affect me today. I don't deny that the practicum experience I required was valuable, but it shouldn't have had to come at the cost of my other basic needs. When students are required to complete a minimum of 900 hours of unpaid labor on top of their full-time classes, it takes away their ability to work to meet their basic needs, such as food, shelter, transportation, health, etc. Anecdotally, I will share that I went to school with students who were living in homeless shelters, were couch surfing, were skipping meals due to lack of funds, among other similar scenarios. These students were my friends, and sadly, not all of them graduated alongside me. They dropped out. They didn't feel like they had another choice. As one friend put it, Pilar, we shouldn't have to choose. Obtaining a social work degree to give back and help our communities shouldn't come at the cost of a roof over our head, food on the table, and clothing on our back. And this friend is absolutely correct. Not all social work students are able to take out more loans and go further into debt to meet their basic needs, and as a result are forced to work while obtaining their education, which includes the 900 hours of internship labor. Whether social work students are able to work or not while obtaining their degree, it's a catch-22, because choices are made that impact students' access to essential basic needs. Additionally, unpaid internships create a significant barrier to entry, resulting in a shortage of social workers to manage our state's most pressing challenges. New York must act this session to fund student interns, ensuring there are enough qualified and diverse social workers to manage our state's more pressing challenges by passing Bill S7894, which establishes a Master of Social Work paid fieldwork pilot program, which is sponsored by Senator Salazar. By passing this pilot program for $12 million, New York State will compensate over 5,000 social work students by paying them $4,500 a year for 450 hours of previously unpaid labor. I strongly urge the present committees to prioritize funding for Bill S7894 in the upcoming budget. Thank you for your time.
Happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. About how long is 900 hours? Was that like 2 semesters or 3 or 4? It's a lot.
So a minimum of 900. When I went to school, it was 1,200, and actually I graduated with over 1,400 hours. It was 21 hours a week plus the mandatory lunch break, which wasn't always lunch. So 24 hours a week at our unpaid internship. And it was, I think, 600 hours a year. Now they've reduced it thanks to a campaign that I helped lead, which shouldn't have taken as long as it did. They've reduced it at my school to 900 hours, but that's what I said, a minimum of 900 hours.
And is that pretty standard, the number 900 hours, or does that vary from one program to the other? I don't know what's the genesis of that.
So it can vary from program to program. As far as I know, I believe only a few programs haven't reduced it to 900 hours, but this 900-hour is mandatory from the Council of Social Work Education in order to get your Master's of Social Work degree.
Okay. The accreditation people. Okay, so you'll be happy to know I've just agreed with Senator Salazar to take that bill in the Assembly. So I'll sponsor it in the Assembly. And I do have a social work intern in my office who is very happy to see this bill. Funding it is going to be an issue. It may be, that's another opportunity for all that gambling money to be used, right? You never know.
We were thinking
There are
that.
better ways to raise revenue than through gambling.
I know, yes. I'm kind of being
Right. I
joking.
think
We
in an
both are
ideal
not,
world,
neither one
right?
of us are gambling friends.
I'm sorry I voted for it. It was a mistake.
For the casino?
Well, I didn't vote for the casino outside the ballpark, but
Neither did I.
on the mobile sports betting and all that kind of stuff, the sports betting, the rationale of supporting it was that people were doing it online anyway, even if not through New York. But now I can't even watch the New York Rangers without being deluged with these, the lines, and you can bet on every single free shot. It's ridiculous. We do have a bill to stop sports betting advertisements during contests. Okay, so I think that might help a little. But I would just have one question about the bill on the 900 hours. I think that there is no requirement that the people you go to for the 900 hours do not pay you for it. That's not a requirement, I don't believe. I think that's just the way it works out, because they don't pay you because they know they don't have to. But on the other hand, if you eliminate the requirement altogether, are those agencies of a type that would pay you for that work, or does the state have to come in and pay you for that work?
So this bill isn't to get rid of the 900 hours. It's to help fund partial. It really isn't a lot. That's why it's a pilot program, and it's a 4-year pilot program. And part of the bill states that data has to be gathered, so we can look at the return on investment on this. Yeah, I know. It's
Well,
right into the bill.
I have a little difference of opinion on data in legislation. So I listened to have a bill to collect the data on where the social workers are needed and this and so. In my time in the Assembly, I don't know if I've ever seen a report of any of these so-called study bills. I don't know. Some member proposed a bill that would study the study bills to determine how many had actually produced the studies, right? That was right on target. I think with the study bills, unfortunately, even with the best of intentions of the members who introduce them, they're often an excuse for not doing anything. So, and in our committee, we do try to focus on what we can do now. I'm not saying that we would never report out a study bill, but again, I want to study the study bills to see what studies have been done, actually.
Right, which is why if the schools want the funding for their students, they have to collect the data. And if they want to continue getting that funding, they have to give that data to OMH.
I think most legislation is common sense, right? The problem
You would
you're trying
think so.
to deal with is that you think the practicum is of value, but it poses an unnecessary cost burden. So study or none, why can't we just say that we're going to fund the practicum?
That would be the best case.
Well, if you want to fund the practicum, I think I'm all
gonna
for
argue.
it. Like, I'm not going to argue against it. You know, it would make
You
the
gotta have
price
a
go a
study
little
to
bit.
tell us.
She's not proposing a study, she's proposing a pilot.
Oh, a pilot. Close to a study, it's one step forward. I just clearly agree with you on the point. But the question is, I think the question is how best do we get the practicum to be in paid positions rather than unpaid positions? And I will leave that
agree.
to my colleague since she has the bill.
So, that issue is an issue that is clearly a social work practicum issue, but it's also an issue in other areas, right? I did student teaching. I didn't get paid for student teaching, right? I had to pay for the credits to get for the student teaching, right? So, one of the bigger challenges will be, and so a pilot is a way of showing the return on investment, right? But one of the bigger challenges will be there are lots and lots of intern requirements in lots of fields where people are not paid, or in medicine they're very poorly paid, but they are at least paid. Most of that is Medicaid funding, and so one big challenge will be what's going to be happening with the feds and whether they're going to be funding residency programs and internships, for example. That's a big, I know, you know about that. And so that's like another crazy kind of situation we really can't get a handle on. So I think that, a way to sort of make that point may be to do something like a pilot so that you can at least have demonstrable results about its efficacy. But I think it's a big issue. It's an issue certainly in social work. I think it's an issue generally in higher education, in the professions, including those professions that right now aren't professions anymore, which just all happen to be female dominated. Just saying. I don't know whether you noticed that. Just saying.
I noticed the current person in office. Well, let's not go there.
Yes,
But
no, let's not.
yeah, so Payment for Placements actually, like I said, we're the New York chapter. We are made up of over 65 chapters nationwide in the U.S., and pilot programs like this have been tested in other states, including Texas. So this is not a one-time thing, and actually it's in the one-pager that I shared with you. All the states that have done pilot programs and found them successful, as well as different types of other unpaid internships that have also done something like this and have found them successful.
Good to know. It's important for you to understand that, Mr. Steck.
So, just as an aside, if you ever should be fortunate enough to have a child who wants to go into medicine, you're not going to be able to pay for that child's education on a social worker's salary. But right now, they're looking at $500,000 of debt.
Yeah.
And who pays for that? Everyone in this room, because the cost of medical care is higher, because in order to hire a doctor, you have to help them pay off their debt. So it's a big mess.
It's a big mess.
Too bad education isn't free any longer like it used to be before the Reagan era.
What was it?
Higher education being free? At one point, that used to work for us.
Well,
Public higher education
it was free at one point in time, but I think that ended long before Ronald Reagan, honestly.
Although I will point out that a lot of our problems did start from the Reagan era, including, for example, it used to be you could deduct from your taxes the interest on your student loans. Now, you used to be able to do that for credit card debt, too, right? And then that was done in the Omnibus Reconciliation Act of 1986, where they wiped that away, which, as a person paying off student loans, was an issue for me. And that was a real issue.
Can we?
So anyway, but
We have a trivia question.
a trivia question.
Yeah. What
It's a very formal hearing, you know?
what American president was the leader in preventing people from declaring bankruptcy over student debt? I'll give you a hint. A member of my party, when not president. The answer is, from the great state of Delaware, Joe Biden.
Oh, Biden. Gotta love him.
And there you have it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not-
So thank you very much. One of the, do you have any questions? We've been joined by Assemblymember Alec Brooke Krasny from Brooklyn.
Good afternoon, good people.
Nice to meet you.
Good afternoon.
Hi. Did you hear the testimony at all? And would you like to ask a question?
I'd like to listen first, and I might talk,
Okay.
but I'll listen before I talk.
So I don't have any further questions.
Nora?
I think that, the issues you raised are issues that we're somewhat familiar with, and we have to sort of figure out how we can increase people. We have a lot of social workers, but we also have a lot of social workers that are leaving. And one of the big issues I'm concerned about is recruitment and retention. How much of that is connected to our higher education systems, and how effectively we're able to do that. And so I appreciate any further thoughts that you have on that as well.
Yeah, and I'll just leave with this, but to your point about social workers leaving the field, I went to go get an eye exam the other day, and she was a member of NASW and a social worker, and she recently just got, a new job as a eye exam person, and she has just recently left as a social worker. So just for a real world
Wow.
example of this, just happened last week to me. But yeah, we are very fortunate that you are sponsoring our bills for payment for placements now. Thank you for sharing that, and also for the loan forgiveness. We're fortunate that it is already in the budget at $1.74 million. However, that only helps 256
Exactly.
social workers at the moment, and that's why we're trying to up that a little bit, because that's not really going for the recruitment and retention effort that we're looking for or that we feel is needed in the state. I know you wanted to leave with something, so I'll give it to you for a second before we leave today.
Sure. Personally, I graduated so burnt out that the thought of getting a job was impossible because I had health issues that I had to deal with. So how can we focus on recruitment and retention when you are making students choose?
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to help at all. And I know friends who right after graduation, they left New York. They're like, I'm finished. I made a mistake. I need to do something where I can pay back these student loans to forget this ever happened.
Well, that's not good.
Well, the New York State budget is a large series of partially funded programs. To your point, the program exists, but
Exactly.
it's partially funded.
Yeah.
Right, we have other loan forgiveness programs for other folks, and they're funded at different levels. And some of the issues are, with the attorneys, they have much more debt than other degree recipients. There's less money in the budget for them than there are for other fields. So some of it is equalizing that a little bit, and coming up with a way of better allocating those funds so that we're providing support, but it is always going to be partial. It's not ever going to be enough. And that is a struggle. And I think this year it's going to be a greater struggle than any other because of the lack of funding we'll be getting from D.C. for so many things. People don't realize roughly, over 25% of our state education department is federally funded. That's a lot. Big percentage. And so we're going to have to make that up somewhere and raise revenue in some way, not gambling, but raise revenue in some way that we find more palatable, Assemblymember Steckanow, and try and close that gap.
I also question, by the way, how much revenue is really being raised with gambling. We have a casino in the city of Schenectady, and it does generate some revenue for the city, but, the city doesn't have, for example, $30 million to put into building perfectly modern court facilities as has been requested by OCA. So, but my point is it's generating revenue, but not huge amounts of revenue.
Right. Well, there's always taxing the 1% and actually closing the loopholes. I think that would give us a lot of revenue to work
I
with.
have not been active in that area at all.
Just a suggestion.
No. I have a major bill that would solve this whole problem.
Thank you, and we look forward to collaborating more and talking soon.
All right.
Thank you very much.
you.
And the money is coming from the phones, the online sports betting.
It's up to you, New York. Okay, let's go.